What is up guys, welcome back to the channel, and yes, we have almost come to the end of this month, meaning it's time for us to check out another episode of top 10 brand new completely free to play games you can play right now during the month of May. From strategy games to action games, casual story games, even some cool first person shooters. There are so many games to check out, and of course all of these games are completely free to play. You can simply go ahead and download them from Steam. So let's jump in and talk all about it. Starting with our first game, we got a brand new first person shooter called the Chroma from the Wasteland. It's a pretty cool indie first-person shooter where you play as an outlaw, racing across a moving train in the Wild West, fighting off gangs that have been taken over some mysterious and supernatural forces. It got a very cool art style and the combat is very fast-paced and fluid. Another cool thing that you can do is use your chain to snatch weapons from enemies, and not only weapons, you can snatch healing items, ammo, keeping the action more dynamic and engaging. Right now there are 7 different weapons in the game to experiment with, each offering a unique feel. In terms of story, there is not much. You basically go through these levels, clearing out enemies and try to beat your own high score. It's a pretty short game, you can complete within a couple of hours, but I would say it's surprisingly fun and polished for an indie first person shooter. It's completely free to play and single player. It's very quick to download and jump in, so if you're into fast paced shooters with the unique settings, it's definitely worth give it a shot. Alright, talking about single player games, next up we got a brand new awesome action adventure game called Rockstars. So this one has a pretty cool backstory, so hear me out. In this game you play as the lead guitarist of a band and you're on a route to an intergalactic musical festival. But suddenly your rocket minivan crashes into an hostile alien planet, and now you have to use unique abilities and different instruments to locate your scattered band members and find a way to escape. The gameplay has a strong emphasis on platforming, and as you progress through the game you will acquire new instruments, each granting unique attacks and abilities essential for overcoming some of the challenges in the game. Overall, I would say it's a pretty nice indie action game to check out right now. It is also having 100% positive reviews and it's absolutely free to download on Steam. One of the most anticipated free-to-play games to come out this month had to be the Game of Thrones King's Road. It's a brand new action RPG set in this immersive world of Westeros, and obviously if you are a fan of the show, I'm sure you have interest checking out the game as well. At first glance, the game looks very impressive. Visually, it looks stunning, capture the gritty and immersive world of Westeros, and also you got to explore iconic locations from the show like King's Landing, Castle Black, and as of the storyline, you're playing as a member of the House Tyre, a lesser-known noble family from the north. And after the death of your brothers, you have to restore the house honor and navigate this complex political landscape of Westeros. The game also offers 3 distinctive classes to choose from knights, sellsword, and assassins, each with own unique combat styles and abilities. There are a variety of quests you can complete, from main story mission to side quests and faction-based tasks. You can also team up with other players for co-op dungeons, which add a bit of a nice multiplayer layer to the game. Everything sounds pretty good on the paper, but the game's monetization model has been a point of contention. There are a lot of stuff packed into the game: in-game purchases, battle passes, subscription, which I feel somewhat necessary to progress through the game more effectively. These are some of the things that we can expect from a free-to-play games, but in Game of Thrones, I feel like it's a bit too much. And also have to mention the game is also not available in a lot of the regions who are interested in playing free-to-play games like South Asia. I also wasn't able to play the game through Steam, so I'm hoping the game will be available for more regions in the future. Moving on to a brand new simulation game that just dropped on Steam. Next up, we got Train Driver 2. So this one is a brand new free-to-play polished railway simulator that emphasizes on realism and multiplayer interaction. You can take on a role of a train driver, operating a variety of electrical and diesel engines, and even you can step into a dispatcher managing complex traffic and signaling systems. The game does have an online multiplayer component, but if you're not ready for the online challenges, there is an offline mode you can practice your skills. Plus there is a scenery editor to create and share your own stations. So all in all, if you are a train enthusiast or someone who appreciates detailed simulation games, Train Driver 2 is definitely worth a look, and it's totally free to download on Steam, and it's also right now having 87% positive reviews. Next up, we are moving on to a brand new, very interesting looking game called Relapse. So this one is a single player first person shooter where you play as Skin, a former freerunner dealing with his aftermath of his past addictions. The gameplay combines parkour elements like wall running and climbing with shooting mechanics as you fight through hordes of enemies using firearms and special abilities. The game features a stylized comic book like art style, adds a bit of a unique vibe to the game, and the combat is fast paced and offering a variety of game modes like time trials and arena mode. Definitely a very cool single player shooter to play right now. It's totally free to download on Steam, and overall system requirements are also quite acceptable. Moving on to a brand new, very cute looking story-driven game called Poco. It's a free-to-play point-and-click adventure game where you play as this little 2-inch tall clown named Poco who gets kicked out of a giant walking circus and ended up in this quirky underworld. The gameplay is very straightforward, classic point-and-click mechanic with some light puzzles and interactive mini-games. It's not too challenging but engaging enough to keep you interested. The art style is also very charming with some 2D painted backgrounds and 3D cartoonish characters. The story is a very short and sweet one. It will take you around 2 to 3 hours to complete. It's filled with quirky characters and touch of dark humor. All in all, it's a very delightful little game that's perfect for a relaxing evening. It is totally free to download on Steam, so there is no reason why you should not check it out. If you're looking for a top-down action roguelike game, next up we got a brand new one, and this is called Bio Prototype. It's a free-to-play single-player roguelike game, kind of a mashup between Vampire Survivors and Potato, but with a wild sci-fi twist. You started as this blob-like character, and as you progress through the game, you can collect various organs from enemies, and these organs aren't just for the show, they are your weapons and abilities. The cool part is you can actually link them together in a sort of a visual program setup, creating a more complex chain of attacks and building your own Frankenstein looking monster. It's a pretty interesting looking game, and the depth of customization and the sheer chaos of the battle make it one of the standout games from the genre. It's totally free to download on Steam, so if you're into roguelike games, definitely a cool game to jump into. If you're someone who tired of playing the same old MOBAs like League of Legends or Dota 2, next up we got a brand new game called Sirocco. So it's a free-to-play 5v5 MOBA, but instead of controlling traditional characters, you're basically piloting battleships. The game actually has an auto-firing weapon system, so you don't have to consistently click to attack. Instead, you focus on maneuvering your ship and landing skill shot. And I would say it's a nice change from usual MOBA mechanics. And one thing that I really like is that you can switch your ship mid-match. So let's say if your current setup isn't working, you can actually change it on the fly, keeping the gameplay more fresh and allowing you for more strategies. The game is totally free to download and still in early access on Steam, so there are some rough edges, but all in all, it's a fun experience, especially if you're looking for something different from traditional MOBA games. And I believe the game is also available on Android and iOS as well. Alright, moving on to a brand new game that a lot of people seems to enjoy right now, and that is Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun Word of Vengeance. So imagine a fast-paced, action-packed classic shooter like Doom or Quake, but instead of shooting, you're basically typing words to destroy your enemies. So even though it's a first-person shooter, you don't have to shoot weapons or aim or anything like that. All you gotta do is type the words as fast as you can. It's a unique twist that combines thrill of non-rail shooters with the challenge of quick, accurate typing. The gunplay is replaced by your keyboard skills, so it's all about speed, aggression, and carnage. I personally love this concept, something I haven't really experienced before, but obviously it's going to be difficult for someone like me who's really weak at typing, but thankfully there are different difficulties that you can choose from. In terms of story, there's not much, it's more like a backdrop to your action. The game nails that classic Warhammer 40,000 aesthetic, and the visuals are a mix of retro pixel art and modern effects. Such a cool game to check out. If you're in the mood for some relentless retro-inspired typing action, this is the game you should absolutely try out right now. Alright, moving on to the number 1 spot, we get probably the biggest game to come out during this month, and no doubt it's going to be Splitgate 2. And this is personally my most anticipated free-to-play game to play this year so far, and I'm glad that we finally got the chance to jump in and enjoy. The game's still in open beta, but thankfully it's going to stay as it is until the game launch in summer 2025. I believe all the progression that you made also carry to the full game. So somehow if you never played Splitgate before, it's more like a Halo and a mix of Portal with fast-paced arena shooting with a cool twist of creating portals to outmaneuver your opponents. Right now the game is still on open beta, so it doesn't have a whole lot of game modes, but still enough to keep you engaged. The movement and the gunplay feel very solid compared to the original game, but I would say some of the portal mechanics feel slightly toned down, and also there are a few concerns about the monetization and the overall customization in the game. Obviously the game is still in beta, hopefully more features, more game modes will be added to the full game. So all in all, if you enjoy fast-paced shooters with a unique twist that clearly focus on delivering fun and competitive multiplayer action, Splitgate 2 is definitely worth checking out. And if you're a fan of the first game, I'm sure you're already playing Splitgate 2 by now. Well, there you have it guys, 10 of the best brand new completely free to play games you can play right now during the month of May, and definitely go ahead and drop a comment down below mentioning what is your favorite games from our today's list. And as always guys, if this video helpful to you, if you enjoyed the video so far, don't forget to like the video, subscribe and stay tuned to the channel as we cover pretty much all the brand new game releases on every single month. I'll catch you guys soon in the next one. Stay safe.